Scorblue fans.
A very good evening to you all. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. Well, what a difference a couple of days make. I mean, 3 goals, 3 points. I mean, it's all looking good now. Have we dared turn the corner? We never know. Got a home game coming up. Then a difficult trip to Ipswich, so you never know. But optimistic. Nobody expected us to go down to Millwall and win 3-0. So it's very exciting, and we'll talk about that with our guests in just a moment. Vicky was down there. She's seen it all. And Claudio's here as well. We're going to chat all about that very soon. First of all, I'm going to start the show with a bit of sad news, obviously, about Terry Venables, who recently passed away. And memories of Terry. Obviously, died at the age of 80. He was England manager from 1994 to 96. Famous for that Euro 96 semi-final loss, of course, on home soil. Also won La Liga with Barcelona and the FA Cup with Spurs. Very, very much of character, Terry Venables was. I certainly remember him vividly in the 90s. And he had a very good England team, and we were very, very unlucky not to go on and win that tournament. So our sympathies with him and his family at this sad time. When we heard the news today coming through, it was very sad. He died after a long illness, age 80 today. So okay, your memories of Terry Venables, Vicky? Did you?
I think mainly probably from the England, like the 90s sort of thing.
Yeah. That's what sticks in my mind. That's certainly the semi-final.
As a player, but yeah.
He was a bit of a character, wasn't he, as well? Certainly, Spurs.
Yeah, that was some good football, and he got that was an exciting time to watch England. Yeah.
Claudio, did you have any memories of Terry Venables? I'm sure you did.
Yeah, I don't really remember much of him as a player, because by the time I was watching, he virtually had finished his career then.
Yeah.
So I remember as manager's Palace, he was in charge of the Palace team, and they're going to be the team of the 80s.
That's right. They had a very good Palace side as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. They just basically disbanded because they ran out of money had to sell everybody.
Yeah.
But he was the first English player to play at every level for the country.
Yeah,
that's always a quiz question. That is, he was the first.
Oh, I didn't know that. Right, okay.
Yeah, so
every level,
from schoolboy all the way through.
Wow.
Under 18s, under 21s, under 23s, the whole lot. He was the first one to do that.
I didn't know that.
And of course, he's. I suppose for him, although obviously losing the Euros was a huge. Well, not losing it, losing the semi-final was a huge disappointment. But I think possibly his. The Champions League or the European Cup defeat on penalties, which he must have been really disappointed at the time, because they were bankers to win it, and basically it went to penalties and they lost. But that was a good bloke, wasn't he? I mean, entertaining. He was always entertaining football.
Yeah,
I'd like to think if he was around now as a manager with the English team, with the squad it is now, it'd be a far different England team to watch than what it is now.
He was very much attacking, wasn't he? Very much attacking.
Yeah. He liked to entertain and
on the front foot. Yeah,
and you could see that in '96, because I don't think, in terms of entertainment, I don't think the England team has bettered that for a long time, to be honest.
No. But, of course, it was the Paul Gascoigne era as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was.
And he seemed to take Paul Gascoigne under his wing, didn't he?
And unfortunately, the FA didn't like the stuff that was going on behind the scenes, with his sort of barrow boy image, I suppose, is what it is.
Yeah.
And a bit similar with Glenn Hoddle with his religious beliefs and all that.
Yeah, that's right. And it just, unfortunately, that's it. That's what happens. And that managers lose jobs, come and go, and the FA get involved, and all sorts of rumours start, and that's how things get. Not necessary for the things on the pitch. It's off the pitch as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
same reason Allardyce was sacked.
right, exactly,
isn't it? So
after one game, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. 100% record.
Yeah, you're right there. You're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's our sympathies go to all his family, obviously, at this sad time, Terry Venables. And we'll move on now to a bit happier times. We all was very happy at the weekend, obviously, because we got 3 points and 3 goals, Victoria. How was it down at the Den, the new Den? Because you travelled down there, didn't you? Can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry.
Right. Start again.
I was going to say it was a good day. It was a good day out. Went down on the train.
Yeah.
Had a couple of drinks. Went over to the ground, and good result. So I think we started a bit nervy, but just built into the game, and there were some really solid performances from like sort of key players, I think. So yeah, just a good all-round performance. I mean, I think that 3-0 is probably a little bit harsh on Millwall because it suggests that they weren't in the game at all, and they were. We just took our chances better, and we're more solid, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a bit harsh on their goalkeeper because I thought their goalkeeper had a reasonable game and then still conceded 3. So that's.
Were you surprised at the? Oh, he's frozen. He's frozen.
Shot. Still then scores.
You're frozen there slightly.
I froze.
Yeah.
Oh, blimey. I mean, all the technical issues today. Sorry.
That's all right. Go on. Say what were you saying?
I was going to say, I felt a bit sorry for that goalie because he had a relatively decent game, and the 3-0 doesn't really reflect that. I mean, he pulled off a good save for the Allen shot. He actually pulled off a reasonably decent save for the right shot that led to the corner that then Sheaf scored from. So yeah, it was I thought a positive performance. And something to build on. And I thought that Sheaf and Nichols in midfield, both of them had a really good game. And I think Kitchen and Thomas, that sort of 4 really, I suppose, that 4 just made us solid defensively, and we always looking to get forward quickly when we had the ball, and that suited the players we'd got, and it was a good game.
Team selection, were you surprised at the team selection at all, or is that what you expected?
Not overly, I suppose. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, Sakamoto's coming in and out, hasn't he? So you never know if Robbins is going to start him or not. I suppose that was probably the only question, whether he'd go with Sims instead. And but yeah, I think I suspect now we're getting towards the team that Robbins wants to play. And we'll be seeing something similar to that most of the season now, I think.
And O'Hare never even came on, did he?
No. I was saying, though, I think that by the time he'd have probably come on, we'd sort of got the game done. And he probably just... Would you risk him? We've got quite a lot of games coming up. Did he need to come on and try and change the game? So I think that's probably what it was. Don't bother to risk him.
Yeah.
Because it was cold. And that's a risk, isn't it? You send a player on cold.
That's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem. I suppose you don't want to risk a player. You don't need to. Claudio, fantastic win. We couldn't see 3-0, could we? I didn't predict. I predicted to be a lot tighter. I said 1-0 in the predictions. What did you go for?
I said 2-1. I think
2-1.
I mean, we both said the same. Yeah, we said that both, Claudio.
Yeah.
What was weird was that I didn't realise Godden had scored because Haji Wright made another mess up of the 1-on-1.
Yes.
And it kind of, you couldn't quite see where the ball went, and then it was in the net. And I was kind of screaming, going, I can't believe he's missed another 1-on-1. And then Luke is going, we've scored. Have we? I thought, great, we've scored. Who scored that then? It was a bit chaotic. The team selection, I think you
Yeah.
have to go with that team.
Yeah.
It was crying out for Sakamoto against Stoke, wasn't it? Really, out wide. You can't go with 3 up front without a wide player of some sort, a proper wide player.
Yeah.
He went with 3 centre forwards, didn't he, against Stoke? Which is totally
that's
wrong.
right.
And he had to have one wide player. And in all honesty, I mean, I know Haji Wright. I won't defend his finishing because he can't, because it's poor at the minute. But I will say he does look better coming in from out wide and then coming in. He looks a threat, to be honest, if they put the balls in right. I mean, the only problem is he's got to time his runs better.
Yeah.
Sakamoto looked great on the right. I thought excellent. And the 3 ex-Barnsley lads look like they obviously, you can see they've played together.
Yeah.
And our keeper, I thought, was excellent. He made a couple of good saves. He came out, caught the ball. He was looking to move it on quick.
Yeah.
A couple of times he was, especially when we were 2-0 up and comfortable, he was taking a few risks, wasn't he, with his clearances, trying to play little lobby balls to the defenders. But all in all, I thought you can't complain, can you? 3-0 win.
No,
could have been 6.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard, it could have been a lot more. I mean, Victoria. I mean, that's two clean sheets now, isn't it? With the 4 at the back, would you keep with 4 at the back now? Then
I think so. I think it just suits the players we've got now, doesn't it? Because I think that you bring in Bidwell, and I've always rated Bidwell. I like Bidwell. I've always rated him.
And he had another good game yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah. The trouble is, when you play at left wing back, people don't like that he doesn't get forward as.
Yeah.
Much when it allows him, because he does get forward. People used to underestimate how much he got forward, but I think it was just because it wasn't as much as they were hoping for. But the position now really suits him. He's defensively solid and gets forward. I mean, he was involved in at least 2 of the goals yesterday with balls like from the halfway line onward. So he gets involved in forward play still. And so I think it suits him better. So we just look solid defensively. It allows a way to fit in both Van Uwijk and Sakamoto. And down that side, they looked really good. And they looked like they were starting to get a bit of an understanding together. And it allows you to play both of those, who I think are threatening players. I just think it suits the players we brought in. Before we were just trying to shoehorn players in to the positions that we had available. And I know like injuries played a part, and probably trying to work out the best formation played a part. But that, to me, that just seems to suit what we've brought in to replace the players we lost.
Yeah, I mean, do you agree with that, Claudia? I mean, would you stick with 4 at the back now, or would you change it again? Yeah.
I mean, I heard Mark Robinson after the game. I won't say horses for courses, but it was if needs must change it. But why should we change for other teams? I think we just stick with a game plan and keep with it. I mean, we've had 2 clean sheets with 4 at the back. We're playing players, in
a natural position.
Yes, I mean, Bidwell looks like a really good left back when he's playing left back. He doesn't look like a very good wing back when he's playing left wing back. He hasn't got the legs to do the overlap and get the crosses in, but he's very good at coming and supporting a wide midfielder. And if you look at the goal where we scored, where he ran with the ball about 50 yards and then made a lovely little pass to Haji Wright, to have the shot. I thought he played really well yesterday, JD, but it's natural position. So I mean, why would you want to change it for Plymouth? To me, that would be a backward step, I think. That means you're accommodating somebody else in the team that you don't need to currently.
I was just thinking myself, where would O'Hare fit in that team now? Where would you put
the Jamie Allen role, I suppose.
Jamie Allen. Yeah.
But I don't think I have to think about O'Hare. If we're winning, it doesn't matter, does it?
No, that's right. He has to wait for his chance.
We were obsessing about O'Hare because we're playing pants, weren't we? But we've had a decent draw against Stoke, and we've got a decent win yesterday. I think we just go with what we've got at the minute and see what happens. I think.
I think one of the things as well is that under Robbins, what we've had a lot of is like it's a team spirit thing, isn't it? Like like you watch throughout like the sort of promotion seasons.
Yeah.
You've got players that are all playing for one another and like they believe in each other and are carrying them through. And I think part of the problem early on in the season is you didn't really feel like they felt very like individual players. I think yesterday was the first time that I really felt like there's some unity. I think they've obviously spent a lot of time during the international break. Like there's been talk on social media, hasn't there, that they went out and did go-karting and bowling and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
You can really see that relationship starting to build now, where there really feels like there's a team spirit there. And that was a worry early on in the season. I think it felt very much like we'd lost that, and that's been quite important in recent years. So I think that was a real positive from yesterday as well. It really felt like a united team, like they'd gone out there together to get a result, and they were fighting for that result together. They were all happy when the players scored, like Sakamoto. They were all like happy that he got his first goal. When there was cheering with Ben at the end, it felt very much like a united performance, and that takes you a long way this season. Like that's been a big part of our success. I think that Robins can foster that in a dressing room, and so that was positive as well.
How about Hadji? I mean, did he still concern you that you don't finish enough? Because he really should have scored before. I know Godden got the rebound, but he could be scoring there, surely.
Well, yeah, I'm the same as Canada, but it was up the other end to us, and I still can't quite work out what happened there. It just sort of he shot, and then all of a sudden Godden's heading it in, and I've watched the replay, and I still can't really work out what happened. It was a crazy one. But I thought like the one at the end when we got a corner and then scored, that was a reasonable shot, and that was a fairly decent save from the goalkeeper. So I think I don't know. I feel like maybe the position suits him better, so it was one of his better games for us. And maybe once he gets a couple of goals, because I think sometimes he's snatching a bit, maybe because he's desperate to get some goals. So maybe that's just all he needs. I mean, a couple of goals and
Claudio, are you still happy? Are you happy with up front, or would you change it?
I think I'd stick with 3, but you could easily put Sims in for Hadji Wright. I don't think it wouldn't make any difference at the minute, would it?
No, because my concern over Hadji is just his finishing. He seems to cause a few problems, like people, getting into positions, but then his finishing is not really up to scratch at the minute, is it? That's his problem.
The Millwall. I mean, obviously, I watched it on the TV. The Millwall commentary. They were raving about Hadji Wright. They were saying him and Sakamoto were giving them all sorts of trouble, and I suppose they were, because they were getting him behind their defence, but he didn't finish. He did I mean, in all fairness, I can remember Victor having games like that.
Yeah, looking back, you're right.
And eventually started hitting the back of the net.
Yeah.
If you can hear a noise, it's the cappuccino maker in the background.
Not the cat this time, then.
No, it's not the cat.
I think the thing is as well that all the chances he had, and this is very much like the same with Vic. Like Vic was better if he didn't have time to think about it, and I think quite a lot of strikers are probably like that. Most of the chances he had time, and he probably needs a couple of chances where he hasn't got time, so he has to just like do it instinctively.
Yeah, we have to think about it. Yeah.
And I think unfortunately every time he ran for a bit, so he's got too much time then to sort of think about it.
And Sakamoto, it was lovely for him to get his first goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, and brave as well, because he could have pulled out of that because the defender was coming in, so that's good to see. A bit of commitment.
He's had a couple of half chances, hasn't he, Sakamoto? Yeah. So, I mean, would you keep him in the team now, Claudio? Sakamoto, you'd obviously make no changes, would you, for Tuesday, or would you?
No, he has to play.
Yeah,
he's a fan's favourite. But you need sometimes, as a manager, you gotta know your audience. And you gotta
that's right.
If there's a fan's favourite, it's. Can you remember that game when we played Barnsley and everyone was begging for Tavares to come on?
Right.
And he came on, and in injury time, didn't he? And everyone was going crazy for him. And we scored I think the 94th minute or something. He didn't.
Yeah, that's right.
But he was on the pitch. He caused havoc for 5 minutes, and it picked the crowd up because we were, really under the weather. And sometimes that makes a difference. And if you've got someone like Sakamoto, as soon as he gets the ball, I've got 5 lads who sit behind me, always grumbling, basically. But as soon as Sakamoto gets the ball, all you can hear is praise. They just want him to get running, take the man on, go on, Tats, do this, do that. I'm thinking that's what you want. That's what the crowd wants. You want somebody in your team who does that. This is why we liked O'Hare, wasn't it? When he's on the ball,
Yeah.
You know, somebody drives.
Fans like players who attack and run with the ball. Yeah.
And also, I think was it 37% possession or something? It was.
It was low, wasn't it? Yeah.
We hardly had the ball.
Yeah, they had a better possession, but they didn't do a lot with it, did they?
So it's interesting. We sort of fell into the old routine of last season and letting them have the ball, and we'll hit you on the break. Why we didn't go with that from the start of the season, I don't know, because it obviously works for this club. Yeah. I don't understand why we have to change things.
Yeah.
But hopefully, I will be so disappointed if we go back to wing backs on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think it's
big. I think it will. But a lot of people probably think the same. I think.
Yeah, you're right. You got to play the best team in the best positions you've got available, and I think we found a way, obviously, to not concede goals. We were conceding too many goals with 3 at the back, and we weren't scoring many, were we? Now we've got 4 at the back, and we're starting to score as well. So it's a system that's working, and so you've got to stick with it, haven't you, for the time being? Yeah. That's not to say we won't go back to 3 at the back. I mean, there might be games where, depending who you're playing, I suppose, doesn't it? Then he might have to change to 3 at the back for whatever reason. But at the moment, I'd certainly stick with what we're good at. And Kitchen obviously looked good, didn't he, Vic? The back and Bobby Thomas looked solid, didn't they, yesterday?
Yeah,
that's nice.
I thought, because when Thomas first came in at the beginning of the season, I thought he looked all right. Then he sort of had a bit of a wobble, didn't he?
Yeah.
But he really looks like him and Kitchen are forming a decent partnership, and they've obviously got experience together, haven't they?
Yeah.
And I just think because Wilson had hit, like, he'd got a bit nervous, hadn't he? And I think that was like going forward. Collins just looks more like sure of himself, and that helps, doesn't it?
And he certainly distributes the ball a lot quicker, I think, than Ben Wilson. He don't hang on to the ball as much, does he? Okay, let's have a look at comments. Ian Thomas he agreed that, I think changing in formation allows more players to operate in their natural or preferred positions.
Yeah.
Which is what we agreed, basically, Bidwell, for example, he's been fantastic the last couple of matches. Robin Fletcher, good evening, Robin. Wright could have had a hat-trick yesterday, but I think their keeper had a great game. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you've got to do. You've got to play to your strengths, and I think it will come good for Hadji. I mean, time's obviously not on his side because he needs to score goals, but we have got Sims there as well. So, Kenneth Tomo, good evening, Kenneth Tomo. One of the biggest things that's changed the performance, in my opinion, is Jake Bidwell, which is what we were just talking about there. It's gone off. What happened there?
Sorry.
Go back to that last one. Kenneth Tomo. There we go. Jake Bidwell he's playing out of his skin, and it changes how the team plays. Yeah, definitely agree with that, mate.
It's no different to anybody in a place of work. If you're doing something you're familiar with, the chances are your performance is going to be better than if you're given a job that you're not quite sure about.
Yeah,
it's the same in any job, isn't it? Now, you might do an all right job, but not as good as what you do if you do your normal job. And I think that's what it is with Jake Bidwell. He is, and he said it in the interview afterwards. He's pretty much. They always say, "Oh, I'll play where the gaffer wants me. I want to," because they want to play, don't they? You're not going to say, "I'm playing there," are you?
No, exactly.
So, and he's basically said, "If I'm playing left back, I'm all right."
Yeah. Let's have a look at a few more comments that are coming in. Ian Pimlott, their goalie made 2 good saves, but we still scored. Sheaf and Eccles seemed to boss it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Sheaf in a minute because Sheaf don't score enough goals for me. I mean, he scored again, didn't he? He did score a couple last year, but I think he should be scoring a lot more because he's got a great shot on him in Sheaf, hasn't he?
He has, but if you think of what Jim Brown said last week, when he said at the end of the day he's a defensive midfielder,
he is.
His job is to be a defensive midfielder, and I can understand that.
Yeah,
I just think he needs to score the goals when he gets in those positions like he did yesterday. That's what he wants. If he's in there, then get the goal. Yeah,
we need more goals from like people like Jamie Allen, Sheaf, even Eccles himself. He gets up now and again, has a few shots, doesn't he? But we don't tend to shoot a lot, do we? That's our problem. in position. Because I've seen sometimes this season when we've been in great positions, we haven't, and we have a great time to opportunity to shoot, and we haven't. We've probably passed it when we should have shot or made the wrong decision. But
I think that's a confidence thing, though, isn't it? As well, that's a confidence thing. When we're playing well, and like so yesterday, when the game's going well and we're sort of winning, players are prepared to take chances more, aren't they? Because there's not the same pressure. And I think that was the trouble early on in the season. It was we weren't doing very well. We weren't scoring goals, and the players were overthinking things then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, yeah, I agree. Exactly. Alan Atkins, good evening, Alan. The pleasing thing about Saturday was that we passed and moved the ball quicker, which is right. Yeah, and I think that's to do with the goalkeeper as well. I think he's great at distributing the ball, and I think he's a lot quicker than. Although I was a big fan of Ben Wilson, but I didn't really see much of Collins, but we've now seen him in the last few matches, and for me, he looks quite solid, and he seems to boss his penalty area and distribute the ball a lot quicker than Ben Wilson did. So, Glenn from the Sky Blue, good evening, Glenn. Sky Blue Army. A few people have mentioned the minute's applause for Haley, who sadly passed away on Tuesday against Plymouth Argyle. My brother, Haley's dad, will be there, and it'd be great to do it on the 17th minute, her birthday. Yeah, so let's put it out there to everybody who's listening and watching. We can get that going. That would be fantastic. 17th minute for Haley, who sadly passed away. Sky Blues fan. If we can do that on Tuesday against Plymouth, that would be great.
Yeah, definitely. There was an amazing applause yesterday as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really for.
Definitely.
So
I'm sure the club are aware of that as well. I mean, whether they'll put the message out as well, but hopefully the club will do some sort of tribute on the scoreboard or something as well. But I'll just look at some of the more messages coming through. Mark Malpass, good evening, Mark. Who would you like to come in January? Well, I mean, I think he's still got a little bit of money to spend, Claudio, hasn't he? He hasn't spent it all.
Or
has he?
I don't think he has. But I was looking on the contracts. We've got 3 players who are going to be out of contract next summer. O'Hare, Fads and Kelly. They're the only 3.
Yeah.
Everybody else, even Gordon goes on for another year. A couple of others another year. The rest are 3 and 4 years. Apparently, we've been linked with a Ghanaian centre half for 3 million.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen that. I don't know much about him or whether
that's another 3 million apparently. We do need we need another positive midfield player, don't we?
Definitely.
That's the area, isn't it? That's the area. Attacking
midfielder.
Yeah, definitely. We do need because I don't think I'll be amazed if O'Hare signs.
You think so? Well, I think because of his injury, I think he probably will sign. I think he'll sign. I really do. Because
what makes you think the club want him to sign?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, because they'll get more money.
Throwing that out there.
More money. They'll get more money for a fully fit O'Hare, than they would if they're going to sell him, of course. Than they would in his position at the moment, wouldn't they? Because he's not fully fit at the moment, and he's not.
I just feel like if he was going to sign, he'd have done it already. I don't know why they're delaying it. That's what I don't understand.
Possibly, I mean, maybe they're not sure about his fitness. Whether they're concerned that he will not come back. Maybe the player that he was, previously, and we all know. I mean, we haven't seen the best of him yet, obviously, because he's only just come back. So it's unfair to comment about it because we don't really know what he's going to come back like. But we have seen like a Joe scenario, haven't we? When in the past, when players don't quite come back the way they were or the way we know they can play, they may be a little bit too cautious, if you like, when they're going in for tackles and stuff like that. I don't know. It's early to say, really, because we all know what O'Hare can do because we've seen him play at his best, and we're just all hoping that he just come back as a player we know he can be. And if he does, then that's great for everybody concerned, isn't it? So contract-wise, I don't know. I think I've just got a funny feeling there's not much loyalty in football, but I think he will sign. I think he'll sign. I really do. And then if the club want to sell him later on, maybe it's going to be worth a little bit more because he has signed and he's got a long contract. So it's only a piece of paper contract, isn't it? It doesn't matter, I suppose, at the end of the day. If money talks, doesn't it? It's any bids come in.
I mean, they might give him a 1-year contract or 2-year contract, but they seem to be giving 3- and 4-year contracts. So it's really not he's going to commit to that sort of length of time, which is, I don't know.
That's right.
It wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't sign.
Yeah. Well, what about you, Vic? Do you reckon he'll sign?
Trouble is, he'll have an agent in his ear as well, won't he?
Yeah.
Like telling him that he can get more money somewhere else than we could probably offer.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because if I was him, I'd be signing. You get injured again, you're out of contract in the summer.
Yeah.
What's going to happen? So you got the security of a contract if you sign with us.
Yeah.
And we've also seen as well, like if you leave it to the last minute, like Hamer deserved a better move than Sheffield United. Like he is better than that. And so that's the risk that O'Hare faces as well. That if he plays hardball, he either gets injured and has no club, or just somebody that like that comes in for him and he ends up going somewhere like that that's a bit rubbish. When he probably deserves a better move as well, but he'll need time to build up his fitness for anyone to take a gamble on him, won't he? So if I was him, I would be signing, but I suspect I suspect the agent will get in his ear and he'll be off somewhere. But that's the way football is these days, isn't it?
It is, and that's another thing we'll have to deal with that when it happens. Hopefully it won't, but we'll see. Anyway, look, we're going to have a short break now. Go to the adverts, and we're going to come back and talk to our Plymouth fan, our guest, Craig, who's waiting in the wings to talk about Plymouth on Tuesday night. So be spare with us. We'll be back after a short.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.
Good evening, welcome back to Sky Blue Fans TV. Now, just before we go to Craig, I didn't see you in that picture, Victoria.
No, I was down the front. That's
exciting, Sky Blue fans. When I don't know what goal that was, or was that the first
goal? Probably shot with scored.
Was that the first one? No,
I don't know, to be honest.
There's a guy there. We can just see his backside. That's all we can see. We can't see and his legs in the air and all sorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, they looked like they enjoyed it. But I was trying to look in the picture to see if I knew anybody, but I couldn't see anybody out there. But
I always worry when they come up with a hot drink, and you're thinking maybe we don't score in the next 30 seconds because it's going to go flying everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing. It was great. It's a great picture, that. So, right, okay, let's bring in our Craig, the Plymouth fan. All right, how are you?
Thank you for having me.
From the Green Fever. Is that right?
Yeah, the Green Fever, on YouTube. Massive Plymouth Argyle fan. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem. Fantastic. We had a great win, and so did you against Sunderland, didn't you, at the weekend?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It was absolutely. And no, unfortunately, I was not at the game. I was on BBC duties, unfortunately. But what a crack of a performance! Obviously, Morgan Whittaker, the danger man. Obviously, Finn Azaz. We were under the cosh for the majority of the game. Sunderland, probably, if you look at the stats, were probably the better side.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we came away with the 3 points. It's the main thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah, no, good side, Sunderland. They're a good side.
Most definitely.
But you've got a good home record, haven't you? Not bad, really.
Yeah, very, 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 very good home record. It's what has won us the league last season in League One. We're a very underestimated team. Obviously, I went on the Southampton fan channel, and they joked they didn't even know where Plymouth are. Not most people probably know where Plymouth are. So,
I
we're a
do. I've
side
been
that,
there. Yeah.
there's a lot of people underestimate us in the Championship, but people think we're a walkover and little old Plymouth. But if you think about it, we've given every team in the Championship, barring Bristol City, has had to fight against Plymouth Argyle for all of the 3 points they've had to. You can think of Preston, you can think of Ipswich, you can think of Bristol City smashed us at their ground, but every game. You speak to every fan; they don't want to go to Plymouth. You just don't want to. You just don't want to. You don't want to travel all that way.
Yeah. And have you made many changes from last year in the team-wise, from the team that went up, promoted? How many players have you changed? Have you changed quite a lot of them, or is a lot of them the same players?
Oh, obviously, Jay Matete, one of our key players, went obviously on loan from Sunderland, went back to Sunderland. Unfortunately, he's injured. Would have loved to see him come back in the summer. Obviously, we've kept hold of Finn Azaz, obviously on loan from Aston Villa last season. We've obviously had new additions like Kesler Hayden. Obviously, he had that fantastic appearance against Liverpool in the FA Cup. I think that was the COVID season. I think he was against Liverpool. Obviously, Ballymumba, he used to play for Sunderland, and obviously Morgan Whittaker, Swansea as well. Obviously, we signed Giulio Plegazzino. I think is going to be signing of the summer on a free transfer from FC20. Lewis Gibson on another free transfer from Everton. I think our club are such brilliant at loans and free transfers. I think we obviously, Jordan Houghton, Ryan Hardy signing a new contract. We're in a very, very, very good position in the Championship at the moment. So quite a lot of new faces, but obviously old players signing new contracts. I think for Plymouth.
Yeah.
I think.
And where do you think? Where are you looking? Where are you looking to finish the season? Where's your prediction for this season? Are you looking to go back straight back up again, or are you going to playoffs or middle of the table? What are you thinking?
The new bounce feeling was there. We thought, the first couple of games, we were doing very well against, Huddersfield. We turned them over. We smashed Bristol Rovers, of course, at home. Obviously, we smashed Norwich at home this season, smashed Sunderland at home this season. So, the feeling is hopefully, in maybe 2 or 3 years we'll be, on the charge towards the Premier League, because a club like Plymouth, we deserve to be in the Premier League. We have the lowest transfer budget in the whole of the EFL. We're underestimated in the EFL. I think we are. I don't care what anybody says. Plymouth Argyle are a massive club. We are a big club. And we might not spend the big money like you guys, like Bristol City, like all of the Championship clubs, but we have a very, very smart transfer policy in terms of try before you buy with the loans. Obviously, Morgan Whittaker, was bringing the frees. Obviously, Simon Hallett, who saved us from the brink of it, and I really truly believe he will bring us back to the promised land of, we've never played Premier League football in my history in the first division. We've never been in the top flight. I think we deserve at least a season under Steven Schumacher. There's been a few people that have been calling for Steven Schumacher, for results to improve. I completely disagree with those people. I think Steven Schumacher's done a fantastic job at the helm, and of course, I'm really interested to see where he brings us hopefully to the promised land of the Premier League one day.
Well, that's what we're all there for. We all want to go up. We all want to be in the Premier League. We came very close. We came very close to it last year. We had a bit of heartache, but that's football sometimes. Claudio, we haven't played Plymouth for a while. When's the last time we played Plymouth, and what was the score? Remind me.
Bakayoko scored a winner in 2018.
2018?
Yeah, League Two. League Two.
Penalty. Second home game of the season. Just after League One, actually, when we came up from the playoffs.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember vaguely.
And I was looking at. There was I spoke to Craig earlier.
Yeah.
And there was 11,000 people at the ground for that game. So it's going to be double the attendance this time around. That's how things have changed for our club. But we had O'Brien, Sterling, Willis, Hyam, Mason, Agogo, Doyle, Huula, Andrew, Bayliss, Bakayoko. That was our team that day.
Wow.
And on the bench, Thomas, Burge, Grimmer, Biamo, Ponticelli, Shipley, and Jordan Thompson.
That's a bit of a difference. Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, Plymouth probably the same. It's amazing how quickly your squad turns around in just 4 or 5 years. How the ins and outs we've had. But we lost down there. I think we lost 2-1. I think.
Yeah, I remember travelling all the way down there and losing.
Yeah, I mean, the last time I went to Plymouth was FA Cup when Bush got sent off. I think it's on match of the day. It was on match of the day.
Yeah, I was there. Yeah,
Plymouth took the lead. Dreadful day. Plymouth took the lead, and we won 3-1 somehow.
Something like that. Yeah, that's
10 players. Yeah, I thought I was going to be a drubbing once we lost a player. I just think we spoke earlier, Craig, saying how Plymouth got such an advantage being where they are in the country that not a lot of clubs like going to Plymouth because of the distance. But I think there's a comment here from one of our viewers.
Underage golf fan, yeah.
Why is there a difference between Plymouth home form and away form?
Well,
do you think there's a difference, Craig?
What I think it is that, as I said before, it won us the league. I think we lost 3 games at home last season. We went on an incredible unbeaten run. But what I think it is I think Steven Schumacher does need to improve. I think he would agree with that. It's way. I think 3 points on the road this season. It does need to improve. I'm not one of those fans that criticise the club. I love the club. But, generally the form does need to improve away from home. I think everybody would agree with that, Plymouth Argyle wise. But, home, it's a fortress, the travelling wise, as Claudio said. But the away form, I'm not sure what it is. If he maybe shows you want to match up the teams, I think sometimes he just needs to let the handbrake off. Defensively, we're not that great coming up into the Championship. We need to use our attributes, which is to attack. The best form of defence for Argyle is to go forward and try and outscore the opponents. And I think even though we can defend, it's just we're not. It's one of our greatest strengths. Obviously, I think we're only above you on goal difference. I think.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a very, very tight game. It's going to be who can take their chances and who can best. Who will come up for the 3 points on Tuesday night.
Yeah. Sky Blue Sam's messaging. Your manager is underrated, do you think?
I 110% agree with that. Even with the Everton job, obviously, in case of Sean Dyche gets sacked, Steven Schumacher has been linked with the Everton job. I think he was linked with the West Brom job a few months ago. Obviously, but I don't see Steven Schumacher going anywhere. The fans love him. We have such a connection with that man. He is like the Messiah. He could have gone to Preston North End with I can't say Judas or Tree, but he went up there, with we won't talk about that man. But he could have left us. He stayed at the helm, took over, almost got us promoted that season, but unfortunately it didn't work out. We had a reset, got us promoted, and since I love that man. I love Steven Schumacher. Hopefully one day I'll get to meet him. I've not had the pleasure yet, but everybody just loves him. He's just such a nice guy, family man. He speaks to the fans 20-30 minutes before the game, after the game. He's willing to take photos. He's got time for everyone. Just such a top bloke. He just you don't get that many managers. He's just a top bloke.
No, you don't. A lot of the big managers just sort of walk right past the fans, don't they? Which annoys me sometimes when I see pictures of managers going past and ignoring the fans. Which luckily Mark Robbins is not one of them. He's very good with the fans in Coventry. So he's one of your best. Who we got to look out for players wise in your team then? Who should we be looking at?
Very good question.
The danger men.
The danger men, obviously, starting of course is the go-to guy, our number 9, Ryan Hardy. I'm not sure if he's going to be back for this game. I think he might be on the bench. I think we might see him appearance 20 minutes, 30 minutes off the bench. Of course, Mustafa Bundu, not a player that's not well known in the Championship yet, but he's called that banging free kick against Sheffield Wednesday. I love that moment. Of course, I'm not a massive Sheffield Wednesday supporter. I don't like Sheffield Wednesday after what they did to Michael Cooper. Scandalous, in my opinion. Hopefully they go down. Obviously, as I said before, Ballymumba, obviously, Finizaz. I think one player that maybe is really underrated in the championship is Jordan Houghton. He doesn't get enough support, from the Argyle fans. He's very, very underrated. And bearing in mind, this was last season, a player that people were calling for his head, and people were telling him to not sign a new contract, sell him. I was one of those people. I've had to hold my hands up and admit when I was wrong. And he's really proven his mettle against Sunderland. He was absolutely, superb.
We've got one of those plays in Ben Sheaf, haven't we, where people didn't think it was good enough, and now, and wouldn't surprise me, ends up being Player of the Year this season. It's the same at all clubs. That is, Craig.
Fans can be very fickle sometimes, can't they? They realise sometimes, sometimes fans make mistakes, and they have to hold their hands up and say, look, I didn't think he was very good when he joined us, and he's now proved me wrong. He's a fantastic player. So you've got to hold your hands up sometimes and admit that. That's football.
I've got a bit of a fact about Plymouth from about 100 years ago.
I've gone 100 years ago, my goodness.
Well, from 1922, they finished runners-up 6 years in a row in Third Division South. And in those days, it was only 2 teams get promoted, one from the north and one from the south. So for 6 seasons, they were runners-up and never got promoted. That must have been a bit wrenching.
Yeah.
They eventually got promoted in 29-30 and stayed in the second division until about 1950.
We've always been in the the championship, of course, under Paul Sturrock, the guy that brought back, of course, we had the team of Paul Watton, David Norris, what a team that was. We were in the championship, but it's been a hell of a journey. Of course, we won we got relegated from the championship. The club was on the brink of extinction. Simon Hallett brought us back from the brink of extinction. He's done such a fantastic job, and it's just incredible to see that a massive town like Plymouth, with 75 to almost 250,000 people, would never have a football club. And it would have been really heartbreaking for the city, knowing that we were never going to have our club. And, that was a painful day for me, obviously, because I love Plymouth. I've been a fan, for 16, 17 years, and I love this club, and it's just the incredible passion I've got for it. It just would have been so sad to lose this club. So, but it's happier times now for Plymouth.
There's a question from Kyle Ollie. How many fans do you bring in on Tuesday night?
About 2,000.
I know it's a bit of
100 fans. Yeah.
Is that how many tickets yourself? Really, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's pretty much. It's 2,000 every game, every home game. Every away game. We at least bring at least 2,000 fans. The tickets sell out in minutes. There's sometimes I can't even get a ticket. It's just incredible, the support. Obviously we took I think we took 2,000 to Leeds. Obviously, we took, I think our highest attendance was 2,500 to Derby last season. That was a hell of a trip to go. Yeah. But, tickets go within minutes. The support from our club is incredible.
For a midweek game, I mean, I know the return fixture against us later on this season, that's also midweek, so we've got to do the same as you. We've got to travel down on a Tuesday or Wednesday night as well.
Valentine's night,
which is unfortunate, because I was looking forward to going to Plymouth maybe for the weekend, because I was going to probably stop over if it was a Saturday or something.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah.
That's a different Valentine's night. That is.
It is a good place. It is a good place to visit. Yeah. And I just want to say, guys, I'm extremely confident. I'm extremely confident about Tuesday. I'm very, very confident. This is the most confident away game I've been confident all season. No disrespect to I'm not going to be a but I think we have a good chance of getting points against you. And I know you a fantastic point against 3-0, but I'm very confident we can in and around and compete with you guys. I'm very, very, first away game of the season. I think we've actually got a chance of actually getting a victory. That'll be our first away win of the season. I'm very. I
was about to say, you've not won away this season, have you?
No. We like to oblige, don't we? We like to oblige. God.
Right. Okay then. we'll get some score predictions then, shall we? Well, we seem to be quite confident. What do you think the score will be then, Craig? We'll go around the whole panel and we'll go to you first then, Craig. What do you think the score will be?
I think it's going to be a difficult game. I think, I said 2-0 on my channel. I'm going to stand by that. I think, Julio and Gibson at the back will be incredible for us. And I think, if we can sit back, ride the pressure from you guys, and you've got some incredible 4-3-3 formation, incredible attacking talent. I think we can sit back, ride the pressure, hit you guys on the counter attack with the pace and power that Claude said on my channel. You do struggle with pace. I think we can use our players to devastating effect, and I think it's great to see that we've got so many players that can cause you so many problems for you to worry about. I think it's brilliant to have so many issues. I think going to go 2-0.
Oh, right, okay. Claudio?
Well, on Craig's channel, I said 2-1 to us in a tight game. Because I said both teams are in the position they're in because they've been inconsistent all season. They've looked good in parts, looked pretty poor in parts. So it's been a bit of a mixture. So I just think it'll be a tight affair. I'd like to think we'll come out with a 2-1 win. We need to win another game, basically, regardless of and put us in a good mood for Ipswich on Saturday.
Yeah, because we've got a hard game against Ipswich on Saturday. Victoria, what's your prediction for Tuesday evening?
Well, I was going to go 2-1 as well. I'm slightly worried about this fact that they haven't won an away game all season, because we are renowned for helping teams out with the records like that, aren't we? So that's a bit of a worry. But I just think after Saturday, I already felt so positive before Saturday that this is the time for us to kickstart our season. I'm feeling positive going into Tuesday, and I think that tight game, but 2-1 to us. Okay.
Myself, I think it's going to be a tight game. And I'm going to go for just the one goal. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for us, I think. It will be tight. I've seen Plymouth a couple of times on the television. They look quite an attractive team, and they do cause problems to teams. But we've got to be on the ball. We've got to be. We've kept 2 clean sheets on the trot now, and defence look quite solid. Goalkeeper looks solid since he's come in, and I'm pretty confident we can do that again. So it's going to be tight. It's going to be a tight game, but I just think I'm just going for the one goal, 1-0 win for us. I think I'm going to go for Craig. I know. I'm sorry, it might upset you a little bit. But
No, it's completely fine, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see what we all go with. We can do 4, we can do 3, or we can keep you guessing. Steven Schumacher will, 2 systems that we can play. We've got the personnel to play both, so it'll be really interesting to see what he goes with. Hopefully he don't make the 8 changes that he made against Bristol City and we got smashed 5-1. Hopefully he doesn't do that again.
A couple of scores coming in. Small, reckon 3-2 Cov.
3-2 City.
Plenty of goals. Robin Fletcher in 3-0 again.
3-0.
I'm confident.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure if it's going to be another 3-0, but
you can tell we won on Saturday yesterday, can't you?
Everybody gets carried away. Yeah, everybody gets carried away. But look, it's going to be. It sounds like it's going to be a great game, and the atmosphere is going to be fantastic. You're bringing a lot of fans down, so that'll add to the atmosphere. We're looking at 20,000 plus gate then, aren't we? Really, that's what we've been averaging. Kyle's come back on and he thinks 3-0. Hadji and Godden, he's even named a goal scorer.
3-0.
Oh my God!
These Coventry fans are confident, aren't you?
You
are confident, eh?
I'm confident, but I'm not so sure about 3-0. But I am pretty confident. We have been playing quite well at home, to be fair. Paul Thomas is sort of sitting on the fence here. He's going 2-2. So
I'd take a point. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would take.
I'm sure you would take a point. Yeah, a point away from home in this league is fantastic. But as you know, and everybody knows in this league, anybody on the day can beat anybody, regardless of what position you are in the league.
Yeah.
Anybody can beat anybody. That's a great thing about the Championship, isn't it? It's so unpredictable because anybody can say it's down to on the day. It really is. Tom Hayes makes 2-1 Cov. Canatonia, are we having Guess the Gate tonight for Tuesday? Yes, we are. If you want to guess the gate for Tuesday, get your messages in now, please. I just need to basically guess the gate for Tuesday night, and the nearest one to will win a prize. We'll give the answer out obviously next week. So if you want to get your guesses in, it'd be interesting to see what the gate's going to be, because we've been averaging, Claudio, 20, 23, 24,000, haven't we?
Yeah, we're going to have the highest average gates for 50 years.
Right.
This
Okay.
season. That's where we're heading to at the minute.
Well, that's fantastic. Yeah, that really is.
It's
incredible compared to where we've come from over the last few years, definitely.
Yeah, the upturn is ridiculous. And that's why I think there's been a bit of frustration and disappointment with some of the fans, because we've got the fans behind the club and we're sort of wallowing in 20th position, which is, regardless of who we signed and who's left, I don't think we expected that.
No, we didn't. That's right. I mean,
so I can understand why some people are a bit peed off, basically.
Yeah. The club sold a load of season tickets. They did a good deal on the season tickets. They sold a load of season tickets.
Yeah, I heard about that. 500 quid. Claudia was telling me about it. Yeah.
Yeah. And the trouble is,
one.
As we've always said on here, that the bar was set so high from last year because we got to the playoff final. Nobody expected us to get there. And now everybody sort of expects us to do it all again, exactly the same, which is never going. It doesn't work that way, does it? We all know that.
No. Did you invest? Did you invest this sale from your you sold to Portugal? Did you reinvest the money, wisely into players that you, or was it?
Well, I think so. Well, we bought a few players in, didn't we? 10 left the club, didn't they, Claudio?
Yeah, we brought, I think 12 left, 10 came in, and we spent
12 left, so
30 odd million. Yes, we spent a fair bit of it.
I mean, it's hard to say exactly how much we spent, because they all these days certainly are undisclosed, so we can guess how much we spent, but I reckon we spent a chunk of the money that we got bought in, certainly on wages as well, because the wage bill's obviously gone up as well.
We never debate, isn't it? It's a matter of some debate amongst the fan base about whether it was money well spent with some of the players. Obviously, you get ones that fans take too quicker than others. So
the jury's still out on a couple of the players.
Yeah, but I think we've done well. I think that we've basically we sold 2 key players and have bought in about 8 or 9. So we've basically strengthened the squad. I mean, we could have bought in 2 type replacements using all the money on 2 players, but we've actually just strengthened the squad generally. And for me, that puts us in a better long-term position. It means that it took a bit of time to get going this season, but I think over the next few seasons we'll see the benefit of that. So for me, that was the way to go about the business, but football's a results game, and everyone's not got the patience, have they? Unfortunately, so
it's always going to be difficult after what we achieved last year. We had a fantastic season last year. Here's a message for up the green fever. How do you know this guy?
Yeah, that's my streaming partner. That's my streaming partner. Yeah, we're in Chris. Yeah. We got a 1-0 to our goal here. 1-0 our goal.
Oh yes, I've seen that 1-0 to our goal. Now here's a good question. What happened to Ruben Ramirez?
That's a very interesting question.
Claudio, he did go to Plymouth, didn't he?
He played against us that game where we won 1-0. He come off the bench.
Yeah. Because he was quite a promising player. He did had a couple of games. Decent games.
He did play. It did seem the right fit for him, or it was a very interesting departure. Ruben Ramirez. I think he's a very, very quality player. It's a shame that he departed Plymouth. He did have a future with Plymouth.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to him or where he is now. I've not heard of where he is now.
I think he's in Portugal now, playing for some team. Portugal.
Oh, is he?
Now. Yeah, he's gone back to Portugal. Yeah.
Did Freddie Ladapo play as well?
Yeah, Freddie Ladapo. He scored against our goal last season, didn't he? When he was at home, it was a deflected shot. He scored for Ipswich against Argyle at Home Park. Yeah, I remember that. So it was a Sky Sports. Yeah, beat them 2-1. Yeah. He did used to play for Argyle, back in the day.
It's amazing how many of these players go from one club to another down in the lower divisions. How they seem to, all these either they're loaned or signings. It's incredible how much swapping around there is between all these clubs.
Like a jack in a box, and everybody goes bang, bang, bang. Everybody,
Yeah.
What is interesting? It's the amount of Premier League players that have come down from the Premier League into the Championship. I don't think that's been, it's been increasing on year upon year upon year. That's, the numbers happened. If you got relegated, you lose your Premier League players and they go straight to the Premier League back there, wouldn't they? But now you keep hold of them at Southampton, like Walker Peters and teams like that, keeping hold of their Premier League talent.
Yeah.
I think the problem is they're on contracts, and they're probably on good contracts, and they're probably just sticking with it, aren't they? I still feel, although Ipswich have started really well, they're going to get caught. I really think Leeds or Southampton are going to do it. It wouldn't surprise me that you end up with Leicester, Southampton, and Leeds all going back up, basically.
Yeah.
And in the end, they've kept hold of enough players, haven't they? Sheffield United, when they got relegated, they got rid of half the team because they had to, because they were going to go under. Yeah. And they took about half a season, then they picked up again, and then the following year, like last season, they got promoted again. But I just think the three of them are just a little bit too strong for the rest of the division. If the Ipswich do sneak in, fair play or anybody else, but I think it'd be a big ask, I reckon.
They had a bad result Ipswich against West Brom, didn't they, yesterday? They lost to...
Yeah, I just feel the three teams that came down are probably the worst three teams that could have come down into this division.
Yeah.
You want teams as small as Bournemouth to come down. Teams like that, because because of the gates they get, they can't afford to keep everybody.
No,
it's so that's what
like Leicester, for example, they lost everyone, didn't they?
Yeah. Well, hopefully this season, if Burnley come down again, I think they're going to struggle to go straight back up again.
Yeah.
Even Sheffield United, because there'll be players who'll have to move on again.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, without doubt.
Interesting. As long as we're in the Championship next season, of course.
No, I'm sure you guys will be in there. I'm sure both teams will be. It's early in the season. What concerns you guys will probably agree, just having the points on the board.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. You just got to get your wins, get your wins, get your points in as quick as possible, really, because
exactly
anything after that's a bonus. And as we found out last year, we had a bit of a bonus by getting to the playoff final. And none of us expected it at the start of the season. We'd have been probably happy with it'd been great if we'd top 10 finish or whatever, but to finish in that the run we had and to finish in the top 6 was fantastic, and to get to the final was even better. It was just a bit of a heartache at the end to get that far and lose it. That was the only.
Would you guys have taken a 1 year in the Premier League?
Oh, definitely. I think so. I think so. I think you've got to go up and experience, and you get the money for it. If you come back down, you've got the money. You've got them.
Get the 3 years of parachute payments, don't you?
Yeah, and you can build. You can use that money to buy better players and pay better wages, can't you?
Yeah.
I know you might get beat a lot, like Luton have been getting, although they had a good result at the weekend. You might find you're going to lose a lot of the games or majority of the games, but there might be a little chance that you might do a Bournemouth and survive. You might, or Nottingham Forest, and get a few wins under your belt.
Or Brentford, I mean. 1996 was the last time all three teams came down who went up.
Yeah.
So you can survive. It's how you do it. And I also think it depends on the club itself. I just feel had we gone up, we'd have had more clout than Luton in signing players.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah.
That's the difference. You look at the clubs who go up. It's like Forest. Look how many players Forest bought when they went up compared to the two teams. It's just, I think it's the perception of the players who are going to come to your club. They look at your club and think, they look at Kenilworth Road and think, that's a bit small. Look at our ground and think, that looks like a proper football stadium. It's an image thing, isn't it? There's no way Ross Barkley and Townsend would have been playing for Luton had they still been in the Championship.
No.
That's how it is. These are players that we thought we were going to get linked with, but we're in the Championship still.
And that's a difference. And we probably would have kept Hamer maybe, if we'd have went up as well. And maybe Big Vic, I don't know. We probably could have kept both of them. We had a good chance of keeping them, wouldn't we?
I mean, you got to think, when we last in the Premier League, we did have the African Player of the Year playing for us at one stage. Mustafa Hadji. He was thinking one of the best players in the world at the time. That was rated by FIFA, whatever, not us.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you go up. It'll be the same for Plymouth. You go up, you got a chance of signing players that you would never even think of signing.
Yeah, you've got to take your chance. If you've got the opportunity to go up, take it, and Luton have took their chance, and I don't suppose none of them expected to go up either, and they've gone up and they took the chance, and fair play to them. That will pay their, be good for the club, and they have plenty of money, and they make plenty of money out of it, and they'll have wages, and when they do come back down, which they looks like they probably will come straight back down this year, they've got a bit of money in the bank, haven't they, to invest? So
build a ground.
Yeah, and well, they've got plans, thank God.
They got planning permission, but it's stalled apparently. So it's.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. Because I used to hate going there. Bloody 9,000 tickets. That's all you get. 900 tickets. Sorry, 900 tickets, not 9,000. 900 tickets. I wish it was 9,000. 900 tickets. So you got your teams like Man United, Liverpool, and Chelsea, Tottenham, and all. They're only going to get 900 tickets.
Is there any plans with Coventry to maybe move in the future stadium? Is there no plans, anything like that going? No,
I think we're quite happy. We've signed a 5-year deal currently at the stadium, so I think we've sorted out the problems with the owners, which we had previously. We've got new owners. Mark Ashley actually owns the stadium now.
Does he? Mike Ashley? Was that the guy that owns?
Yeah.
Was that
Newcastle? Yeah. He owns our stadium.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've got a good relationship. The rugby team have moved out, obviously. They've gone now, so there's only football being played there, which helps the pitch. The pitch situation is a lot better because there's only football being played on it. And I think we've got a good relationship now with the new owners. So I think the long-term plan is to stay where we are. Yeah, even though it did look like that a few years ago. It's all changed now, and we're back here, and it looks like we're staying where we are for the time being. Anyway, certainly in the next 5 seasons, and possibly a lot longer. So
the difference between, with home, it's still called Home Park, isn't it?
Home Park. Yeah.
Because you've have you built a completely new stand there, or was it?
Well, we've built the Mayflower, which we used the money out of the Liverpool and the Chelsea fund. We built a whole new stadium. We've got plans. Just trouble is, there's nowhere in Plymouth to build a new stadium. It's all full of houses. There's no, that's the only area we've got in Plymouth to be. There's nowhere else you could build a stadium. So we've got to use what we've got to infrastructure wise to. I think we've got one of the nicest grandstands in the league. When you come down to Home Park, it's absolutely lovely inside. It's £6 million refurbishment. New training facilities, new in the corner, new stadium, dressing room, changing rooms, new executive boxes. It looks absolutely fantastic. I used to remember when it was back in the Mayflower, it just all scattered old chairs, and it was all you could only sit in the top. And what it is now, it's absolutely amazing. What they've done with it is brilliant.
But it's fundamentally just a football stadium, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, the trouble we've got, it's a casino and a hotel and a conference centre. It's a massive area. So if you own all that, that's a lot of maintenance. It's a lot of money each year, which we can't afford to spend looking after a stadium. We need to look after a football team first.
So there's a lot of money. There's a lot of money coming in to the owners because they've got a lot of things going on, 24/7. Really, it's concerts and all sorts. So it's more.
That's what we've looked into.
Oh yeah,
into for additional funding. Yeah, we got to take that in the Ollie Moe. We've had that's what we're looking into because we need additional revenue. We need the money.
Yeah,
we need the money.
And that's what clubs are going to do these days. They've got to find ways of making use of their stadium, haven't they, as much as possible.
That's why Whittaker will go for $4 million in the summer. That's what happens.
Well, what I'll say to that is we got him on a nice little 4-year contract. We're in no pressure. We're in no pressure to sell him. And if anybody wants to buy Morgan Whittaker, you're gonna have to stump up the cash. Exactly with Michael Cooper, he's been linked with Aston Villa, Leicester. If anybody wants our players, we're not just going to roll over and give you on the cheap. You're gonna have to stump up the cash because Simon Hallett won't sell unless the offers, the money's on the table. And of course, if they sold Michael Cooper I think there'll be a lot of backlash from the Argyle fans because
this is why we've had 4-year contracts with these new players because we've got a chance of selling them. We've done it. That's why we got 25 million for Gyökeres, wherever it is, in total, and the add-on fees. Because in the past, we let James Maddison go for 2 million. It's just ridiculous. Callum Wilson went for 1 million, didn't he?
Yeah.
Although
Madison's got a few add-ons, hasn't he? So it will go.
Yeah, but he should have gone for a lot more.
Oh, he should have, without doubt. Yeah,
and the add-ons.
Yeah, and the add-ons. Yeah, but anyway, there you go. Championship is upside down, says Catty Cats. Yeah, I probably agree with that. Card said Luton will come down and Everton will stay up. So, possibility. Although Everton lost again today, didn't they? So they're struggling at the moment unless they can get their 10-point deduction back. Thanks very much. Go on.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Quick. Yeah, I put a tweet on Instagram. The Everton fans weren't impressing me. I put anybody fancy Everton away. Wasn't well received by supporters. That was quite funny. I just thought I'd include that before we end the show. That was brilliant.
Yeah, and
Everton away next year.
And they've got a new ground as well, haven't they? Posh new ground.
That'll be brilliant. Yeah, I'll be happy with that. Everton away next year. Bring it on.
Right. Well, thanks very much for joining us, Craig. Appreciate it.
Perfect. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Are you making the trip on Tuesday?
No, unfortunately, I've got work the next day. So there'll be a watch along on my channel. Obviously, I do watch along for every away game on my channel.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. That's good. Just tell us where you can watch it then on your channel. What's your channel?
You can find my YouTube channel at The Green Fever. Yeah, we're close to hitting 500 subscribers, so it's perfect. Yeah. Thank you very much for having me on. I really do appreciate it. And
wow.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
We wish you the best of luck after Tuesday night, obviously.
And hopefully, if you guys are in Plymouth, if you guys, let me know if you want to make some content. I think it'll be great for the commentary and Plymouth Argyle fans to see something. It'd be great.
Yeah, definitely, mate. No problem. No problem. We'll not take you up on that later in the season. Anyway, good luck, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks, mate. Cheers for joining us.
Can't agree. Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you very much.
Good night. There you go. That was great. Thanks very much. So there you go. Wow, he was interesting, wasn't it?
I'm on another podcast with him tomorrow night.
Oh, are you?
So I've done one at 6:30 with him tonight, and then tomorrow the championship one. Yeah, but his stuff's very good. He's really enthusiastic.
Yeah.
And why wouldn't they be? They're on a high, aren't they? So
well, he sounds very confident as well, doesn't he? That they'll get a result Tuesday.
When I was looking up stuff about Plymouth and playing them, it was a season. I couldn't believe this. We played Arsenal in the EFL trophy.
Yeah.
And we lost. I don't know if you remember. We lost 3-0 at home to Arsenal's under 21s.
Oh, right, in that cup.
Yeah. And I was going. At the time I was going. This is terrible to be losing to their under 21s.
Yeah.
Our team that night was our team: Liam O'Brien, Sterling, Tom Davies, Jordan Thompson, Kelly, Agogo, whatever happened to him, Huula, Bakayoko, Andrew, Alassani, and Camwell. On the bench, Westbrook, Shipley, Eccles, Sam McCullum, and Ngandu. That was our team. That could almost start a league match, couldn't it, at the time?
Yeah.
We lost 3-0. Their three goal scorers, Nketiah, Smith Rowe, and Willock.
No way.
And Saka was playing as well.
Was he?
That's different levels, isn't it? That's different levels.
See, you forget about all this, don't you? You forget all that. Arsenal had a fantastic team, and look where they are now. Look what they've gone on to achieve.
I know. You got 3 of them all in the first team at Arsenal.
Well, there you go. That just shows you, doesn't it?
And Willock at Newcastle.
Yeah, and that's great for academy, or that sort of. That shows you how good their academy is, isn't it? And how strong it is.
I didn't look. I didn't check actually, but I wonder if Ben Sheaf was playing because he was there at the time. When I thought. Well,
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was involved. I'm not sure if he was involved in that game, but
he might have been on loan at Doncaster. I'm not sure, but he was at the club. That's where he came from. So he's part of that sort of youth system.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe our team. I thought, flipping hell, that's a strong sign. We got duffed 3-0.
Yeah. It's good to think. I do remember that game, and obviously I didn't remember what Arsenal team had out, but but we didn't really know any of the players then. But you look at them now, a few years on, and what they've gone on to achieve. You got Saka, England international there, haven't you?
Yeah.
But since 2000 against Plymouth, it's even 6 wins, 6 defeats, 2 draws. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, you can see how confident he is. They're going to be buzzing. But you know, it means nothing. We've been there before, haven't we? You're buzzing up. I mean, they had a home win against Sunderland, which is obviously a good result. But
but see, Millwall were all confident, weren't they? Because obviously they'd beaten Sheffield Wednesday 4-0 before the international break. So they were like buzzing, thinking that they were going to carry it on, and so you just never know, do you? Like,
but do you remember Robbins in the interview when they said, "Have you seen the Sheffield Wednesday? The Millwall result?" Because he said that's your next game.
Yeah.
He went, "No, what is it?" And Clive Eakin said it's 4-0 to Millwall, and he went, "Who were they playing?" He went, "Sheffield Wednesday." He went, "Oh, there you go then." that was his reply. I thought that's a bit naughty. Sort of tossing well, it's only Sheffield Wednesday. I'm not bothered.
My biggest concern was coming back after the international break, and we don't normally
we don't do well
come back well, do we? You know, the last couple of breaks we haven't come back, have we? And we've struggled. But you know, to come back and win 3-0 away from home is brilliant, and hopefully that will be the turning of the new season.
There's a comment from Ian Small, who's Hadji Wright's biggest fan. If you read any posts on Facebook, Whittaker 1 million, Hadji Wright 8 million.
Oh, yes, Ian, you're probably right there. The jury's still out, obviously.
I think Ian's made a decision. The jury's not out with Ian. Ian's made a decision. If you read his Facebook post.
Okay, let's quickly, before we wrap up then, would you make any changes, Claudio, for Tuesday? Same team for you?
I think it's soon after the Saturday game, so it wouldn't surprise me if he brings one in. I wouldn't surprise me if Sim starts instead of Wright.
Right,
unless there's an injury anywhere. You can't leave Eccles and Sheaf out. Josh, I thought, was solid, wasn't he, yesterday?
Yeah.
That stop on the line as well. And did you see what I like about it is when players do something and the reaction, and you probably couldn't see it, but he stopped it on the line. He was doing the fists and everything.
Yeah.
And it was great to see. I mean,
it was good.
As well for the first goal, well, he won the ball back. They were attacking, and he won the ball back for the first goal. And like 2 seconds later, we were up the other end, like a quick ball to Thomas, quick ball to Sheaf, out to Bidwell. And that all came from Eccles breaking up play, and that's what you get from him, I think, when he's having a good game. Just solid and gets in the right place at the right time. I think he's massively underrated by some. And I mean, sometimes he has a bad game, but I think that sort of midfield breaking up play and then linking it with Sheaf and getting it forward is like yesterday. Them two were just that's a decent pairing that could really take us forward. I think.
So same team for you then, Dick?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. I think I agree with Claudio. Like, the games come around quick, and so you think, well, will he change a couple of players? But for me, you don't change a winning team. Like, they looked confident, and none of them looked like they were struggling. Like, and maybe that's a confident thing as well. Like early on in the season, sometimes they looked like they were struggling at about 80 minutes. Like, none of the players looked like they really wanted to come off. They all looked like they were happy on the pitch, and that's a confidence thing, isn't it? So for me, just keep a winning team and keep some momentum going.
I don't know what you thought, Nicky, because obviously you were there, but after the first 10 minutes, I thought we looked quite comfortable, even though we'd scored.
Yeah.
You know, I just think because they were talking about Norton Cuffy, saying how great he's been for them, and I thought after 10 minutes he looked exactly like he was for us last season, where he kept falling over his own feet all the time.
Yeah, and very defensively questionable. He was at fault, I think, for at least 2 of their goals, being out of position and letting men run. I thought we did look comfortable, didn't we? We were solid, and they never really put us in any sustained. Considering how much possession they've had, I can't remember a part of the game where you're thinking, oh dear, we're going to buckle in a minute. Like we just looked like we had it under control all the time.
Yeah.
I thought it looked better. I mean, really, was it much different to the Stoke game? If you think about it, all we didn't do against Stoke was not score.
Yeah.
Because defensively it wasn't much different, was it? I just think we just didn't take those sitters.
Yeah.
Basically.
I think we had a few more chances. I think we created more chances. So whilst we missed some, then we created a few more. Then eventually we did take, obviously, the 3. I think maybe with the Stoke game, we missed some, but maybe didn't make as many either. So that was an improvement. So I think it's defensively solid in both games, but just building up that momentum of creating decent chances, and then that makes a difference eventually, doesn't it?
Robin Fletcher, great show as always, and congratulations to you all on BC Radio.
For those who don't know, myself, Miles, and Ken are going to be presenting on a radio station called BC Radio, which is going to be music and talk show, and basically it's all to do with sport, local music. That's the bit we're covering. That'll be on the internet, and we'll talk about that another show, and we're going to push this show on that as well, and get us out there even more. But it's all local stuff, so that should be good fun. Thanks for that, Robin. That's very nice of you. Yeah,
thanks, Robin, and we hope to get a few more Sky Blue fans involved as well. So hopefully, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Ian Small, when Sheaf and Eccles move quickly, we tick, which is right, weren't it, Victoria? On Saturday,
that's how all the goals came about. It was like some quick movement, like getting the ball around quickly, and then we were just on to them before they'd had a chance to adjust. I thought,
and also because they haven't got the emphasis to go forward really, because you've got more attacking players on the pitch.
Yeah.
So they're not out. I found that one of them was always there in the defensive position. So some of the games I found that when we got 3 at the back, the 2 wing backs push forward. They don't get back. It means whoever's playing left and right of the defence, wide of the 3, have to cover them. That used to leave Matt Fadzen on his own in the middle. Sheaf and Eccles are too far up the pitch as well and can't get back, and we're totally exposed.
Yeah.
I think this works better because the 2 of them are just a bit deeper.
Yeah.
And Alan's the one who's pushing a bit further forward. He's already up there with Sakamoto. I mean, Sakamoto just hugged the touchline all game, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I could see at one stage, Collins in goal was actually gesturing to him to come in because he was probably out there too much. To come in and cover inside as well. But
the thing you've got then as well is you've got Eccles and Sheaf who are like in their sort of midfield too. Then you've got Kitching and Thomas behind them. And that's quite a strong 4 then. And they're all much closer to each other, so they could play it amongst each other and then get it away quickly. So for that first goal, Eccles wins it back. Thomas is asking for it, so he plays it to him quick. He plays it to Sheaf quick, who then plays Bidwell in. And we're just like those 3 quick passes, and we're up the other end of the pitch. And Millwall we were attacking a minute ago. What's going on? And it was because we were all close, and there was balls on, and we played it quick, and that's a complete difference, isn't it, Claudio? Like you said before, the gaps were just too big, and we were just losing possession too easily, getting turned over.
Ian Pimlar, Oggy said Millwall had their best play in the last 5 minutes.
I did. I think we just stopped by then, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was weird last night. I was cooking my dinner. A bit of bass with a bit of chive dressing on, and
very nice.
Very nice with cavallero cabbage with some roasted potatoes. And I get a call from CWR. Do you want to come on the radio? I thought, flipping, I'm roasting with spuds here, which is better than that one time they rang up when I was sat on the loo.
Who did you speak to? Did you speak to Oggy last night? Then did you?
Oggy and Clive,
Clive, yeah.
I just raised the point about Bidwell playing in his proper position and how it was for the team and how it looks. Why haven't we done it before? Really, you just play players where they should be playing. I think it just makes it better all round, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. Just a couple of reminders about things on Thursday night. Question of Sport night. Do not forget. Get your team. Well, get down there. Get down to the tavern. Are you ready for it, Claudio?
Yeah. I'm over readier than I was last time.
Are you coming down, Vic?
Yeah, I'm down this time. Yeah, I'm on the team this time. Yeah.
Ah, fantastic. Yes, look forward to doing that. So should be a great night down there at the tavern. Question of Sport. Of course, that means our live show is not be on Thursday. It will be on Friday this week, coming live from the hotel in Ipswich. So we'll be live down the round table event from the hotel on Friday night. I beg your pardon. 7:30 p.m. We'll be going live from the hotel in Ipswich. We'll have a couple of Ipswich fans down there as well. So that'll be interesting, and we'll be chatting about the game on Saturday. And we can go out and have a few drinks on Friday night and enjoy ourselves. And Saturday night, because we're staying 2 nights, and hopefully we'll have 3 points in the bag by then. So looking forward to that. Also, Cinder Baller. Now, are we all going to this? I think we are. Aren't we? We're going to this.
We are.
Are you going? Are you going, Claudia?
I might be playing hockey that night.
Oh right, okay. You're coming, Vic, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And that's what's the date on that one? That's
It's next week. It's the 4th and 5th, isn't it? So the Monday and the Tuesday.
That's right. I think we're going on the Monday, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting as well. Dave Boosted in that as well, by the way. So that'll be interesting. That'll be a bit of a laugh. So yeah, looking forward to that as well. Yeah, so that's a couple of things to look forward to. So yeah, that's it. Our next live show, of course, is going to be from we'll be live on Tuesday night outside the ground at CBS for the Plymouth game. Miles should be out and about speaking to fans in and around the stadium, and then our next live show will actually be on Friday, live from Ipswich, the hotel in Ipswich where we're staying for the weekend game at Portman Road. So make sure you tune in for that. Thanks for all the messages tonight. It's been fantastic. Thanks to our Plymouth fan who was very confident of a win on Tuesday night. I'm not so sure. I'm not so confident as he is. I think we can win. He thinks he can win, but I think we'll turn them over. I really do. But you've got to be confident, haven't you? And they're bringing quite a few fans down, so it'll be interesting to see what the attendance will be now. Guess the attendance is on. It's a competition, so you can email in. If you don't message in tonight, you can email us, info@SkyBlueFansTV with your guess for the attendance for Tuesday night. You can win yourself a Sky Blue Fans TV mug in time for Christmas. And just put what basically the nearest one to the attendance will win. If there's more than one winner, we'll do a draw. But get your guesses in. We've had a few guesses come in on the messages tonight. You've still got time to guess. You can email us info@Sky Blue Fans TV or message in.
What's your guess, Ken?
My guess, I'm going to go about 22,995.
I'll write that down. 22,995. I've gone for where have I put mine? 23,123.
Oh, okay, not too far different. Vic.
23,274.
Okay.
Do you know the first Cornish man to play for England? His name was Cock.
Really?
His name was Cock.
Cox or Cock?
No, Cock, as in C-O-C-K.
Oh, C-O-C-K, okay.
Yeah,
right.
in the 1920s. He had a long, illustrious career, apparently.
Oh, really?
So it just made me laugh when I was reading about it.
Yeah, that's a bit of news, but we didn't know. I certainly didn't know that. Well, we'll leave you with that. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. Thanks, Vic, for tonight.
Cool, thanks, Cam.
Thank you very much, and I'll see you on. If I don't see you Tuesday, I'll see you Thursday then at the tavern.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, for the Question of Sport. Thanks, Claudio, and I'll say to you, I'll probably see if I don't see you Tuesday at the match. I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah.
At Question of Sport. So look forward to that, and hopefully you might be able to win the trophy back that they lost last time. But be interesting. Should be very good. So we've got some interesting questions. I think this month, should we say? Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks for your messages, and hopefully we can get another clean sheet. Be nice on Tuesday night. to follow up the 2 clean sheets we've had by playing 4 at the back. Is 4 at the back the way forward, I wonder? Well, we'll have to wait and see. So, good night all. Play up Sky Blues.
Play up Sky Blues.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.